It's the first Friday in October, and tonight on Channel 12, a matchup between two old rivals, Minnetonka and Hopkins, in high school football. Hello and welcome to Hopkins High School. John Jacobson along with Bill Hunstock and Allie Arlt. And Bill, it's been difficult at time for both of these teams. Each comes in 2-4 on the season coming into week 7.
Yeah, both teams have struggled. Both teams have had injuries and people out. And both teams have, quite frankly, not played up to their expectations or up to their history, particularly in a couple of their bad losses.
Last week, each team took a loss. Minnetonka tied, though, into the fourth quarter against Maple Grove, and Wayzata beat Hopkins by a couple of touchdowns. Both teams feel they were in those games and against good quality opponents, so even though they were losses, there was something positive they could bring into this week's practice.
Yeah, and both coaching staffs felt like they improved their games last week, which is really important at this time of the season. As you're getting down to the last couple of weeks, you want to be focusing on getting better on all aspects of the game, staying as healthy as you can, and getting ready for the playoffs, which are just 2 weeks away. It's hard to believe that early October we're talking about playoffs already.
Even matchup on paper, Bill, but a little bit contrasting styles. What's the advantage for each of these teams?
Well, the advantage for Minnetonka will be their size and strength. They're a more of a grinded-out type of a team. They're trying to establish their running game. Their passing game has been vacant at times, to say the least. On the other hand, Hopkins is a much more wide-open offense, a little bit more aggressive defense because of their quickness and not being so big. And their passing game is one of the better ones around. They've got a good quarterback, 2 or 3 good receivers. In fact, they've had 7 different receivers with 5 or more catches so far this season. That's pretty good spreading the ball around, and they've got good speed, good agility.
Each of these teams trying to get to 500 before the end of the regular season. Only one's going to have a chance to do that. Whoever wins tonight will go to 3-4. We'll take a break and come back and kick this one off. Minnetonka Hopkins football next on 12 Sports.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against the wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
We are back live at Hopkins High School, ready for kickoff between the Hopkins Royals and the Minnetonka Skippers on Tackle Cancer Night. Sponsored by the Coaches Association tonight here at Hopkins High School. The Royals in the middle of the field on the blue H as they get set for tonight's game in the black with the blue and white trim. Minnetonka on the far sideline in the white and blues. You see many of the prep fans for Hopkins in the pink tonight. Let's go down the sideline and Allie Arlt.
Hey, thanks, guys. You know, with both teams coming in tonight at 2 and 4, I had the question, is this an even matchup or does someone have the edge? I asked both head coaches, and Coach Den Hartog of Hopkins said, you know, both of these teams have an edge. With Minnetonka, it's size. With Hopkins, it's speed. He said if these two teams played 10 times, though, the series would probably be 5-5. He said hopefully tonight is our time. Now, Coach Nelson of Minnetonka said, you know, we've played same teams and had similar scores. He said, you know, actually ask me again in 2 hours because this should be a really good game. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Allie. The coaches are always very guarded when they give those answers, but I think they were being honest. If they feel that their team can win tonight, but certainly neither team coming in as a favorite. I don't think that you could say either.
Right, and both coaches and their entire staff realize that, based on the recent history of these two programs, that they're probably not playing as well as they can. Or as well as they might have been expected to. So they're in the position where, we think we're okay, but we know we've got some things to improve upon.
Deion Campbell is number 3. He's an outstanding playmaker for Hopkins. We'll likely be calling his name a lot tonight. He's one of the two guys back deep to return the opening kickoff from Marshall Glodowski. And we get the game ball out for Minnetonka, so Glodowski can get this game underway here. Beautiful evening. A little cool as it has been all week, but absolutely clear skies. A bit of a wind that seems to be dying down, but still a factor at least at game time, blowing across the field from the Minnetonka sideline toward the Hopkins sideline.
An absolutely beautiful evening.
And Glodowski gets the kick underway, and it's handled by Campbell. Campbell up the middle and just got tripped up at the 25, Bill. He might have been gone.
Yeah, tripped quite literally, and Campbell had a seam, and he looked like he was going to accelerate through it, and all of a sudden he was on the floor at about the 30-yard line. Yep, right about the 30-yard line.
There's the numbers for Oscar Johnson, completing just about 60% of his passes this year, 11 touchdowns. He's thrown 15 picks on the season, nearly 1,600 yards through the air, and on 103 completions, that's pretty good, Bill. They have a downfield passing game. Michael Ellis is the lone back, and he gets the call on first down. He's tackled almost immediately as he comes across the 30-yard line. It'll be short gain as we look at the Hopkins offensive starters, the ones other than Johnson, that offensive line, Cadoon, Drone, Greeley, Nissen, and Van Dellen. And then you saw the backs and receivers, just one back, 4 wide receivers as Ellis gets the call again. And on second down, doesn't get much more than he did on first. Last off the pile for Minnetonka is Peter Redmond, one of the inside linebackers and captains for Minnetonka. As you look at their starting 11 on defense, you got 3 starters back to Dave Nelson this week. A couple of guys on defense, outside linebacker Max Cooper had been out since the Shakopee game. Harrison Skane got hurt early in the Wayzata game. Both those guys back, along with left guard Aaron Moore on offense, who got hurt against Wayzata. So the Royals happy, or the Skippers happy to have that. There was a penalty on that last play. They decided to take away the run, instead take the holding penalty.
Yeah, it was actually a personal foul. It was a 15-yarder.
So that was after the play, so the run counts, so it goes as third and 25 to go. Johnson throwing out to his left, makes the completion to Malik Lofton, who gets out to the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but he had a lot more to go than that. And Hopkins will have to punt.
And Malik Lofton is one of the good receivers for Hopkins. He's a versatile guy, plays both receiver and defensive back for the Royals.
And the first punt is away, but not much on it. Makes a little bit of a Hopkins bounce. It'll come down at the 46-yard line, where it's touchdown by DeMarcus Williams, and it'll be first down and 10 for Minnetonka. And great field position, Bill, at the Hopkins 46.
Yeah, this is what you like to do, is you like to have the field position tip in your favor, and particularly on the first series. This is excellent starting position for Minnetonka, and if you're into running the ball, this is where you want to be.
There's the numbers for Garrett Olson. His completion percentage is actually pretty good. Just one touchdown pass, although only 2 picks on the flip side of that. Olson, a good runner, and he runs on first down here and picks up 5 yards. Saw that a few weeks ago against Wayzata. He was their most effective runner and offensive player that night against the Trojans in a loss. Look at the rest of the starters for Minnetonka. They mentioned Moore coming back along that offensive line. Amar Miller, outstanding wide receiver for the Skippers. So it's 2nd down and 5 after the 5-yard run by the quarterback Olson. From the 41. And he fakes to Barron. Rollout for Olson. Gets the completion. Hits Dan Griep, who gets down to the 35-yard line. Griep started the season for Minnetonka as the quarterback. Olson took over partway through the season. Grief's been moved to tight end and made the catch there, but it's going to be a holding call that's going to bring this call back. It would have been a first down, Bill, but instead it'll be 2nd and long.
And except for the hold, a pretty well executed play, but both teams now have been victimized by penalties on their first series. You see quite the head over heels tumble by Griep there on the tackle, but the hold was downfield about 4 yards, 5 yards, so it'll actually be 2nd and 14.
Right from midfield. Olson in the shotgun, low snap, gets a quick throw out and threw it low and incomplete. Intended receiver was Amar Miller, and it'll be 3rd and 14 on the first throw of the night for Olson. You look at the starting defense for Hopkins. Lofton, a 2-way starter at cornerback and wide receiver. The officials timeout here. We had the scoreboard go out before the game. It has gone out again here. Dave Nelson, head coach at Minnetonka, now in his 14th season. 2 wins, 4 losses on the season. Section playoffs for Coach Nelson, Coach Den Hartog, and everybody else in Class 6A beginning 2 weeks from tonight. And John Den Hartog there on the left is the head coach at Hopkins, now in his 12th season. Had a nice job over the years. Bill is always competing in a tough conference. The wins, I don't think, always reflect really a good team and good athletes they've had come through here in the last dozen years.
Yeah, he's had some really good athletes and had some good teams, but competing in the Lake Conference for many years, and now in the new division setup, they've always been a solid program.
So there you can see it's not working on the scoreboard out here at the field for now, so they can get that repair. They're going to keep time down on the field, so hopefully they'll pass that on to us here in the crowd from the field. They'll talk up to the press box. Anyway, on 3rd down and long, the throw and the completion down to the 30-yard line. Throw by Olson. Miller comes down with a catch of 20 and the first down of the game. Garrett Olson to Amar Miller.
And Amar Miller makes a beautiful grab on this. You see him go up, high point the ball, come down and cradle it as he hits the ground. Another shot here. Look at how high he gets and makes the grab, comes down with it for a nice first down for Amar Miller and the Skippers.
1st and 10 from the 30. Olson will keep it right side and gets only to the 27-yard line. Tripped up from behind by Sam Oxford, the junior linebacker. It'll be a 2nd and 7 on Olson's 2nd carry of the night.
So Olsen appears to be not only a pretty good running quarterback, but he's, when the linebackers have to step up to stop the run, he's going to be effective throwing the ball downfield.
Ty Barron took the fake. And the run instead by Olsen as he faked to Barron, and a good run by Olsen gets him Bill to the 22-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and less than 2.
And so far, the key running back is Garrett Olsen.
Right. Olsen on the season, 250 yards rushing coming into play tonight, and 2 touchdowns. He's their leading rusher. Ty Barron is their second leading rusher. He's in the backfield, deep set in the eye, takes the handoff here. He's got a first down. Barron breaks to the outside, to the 10, and into the end zone for a touchdown. Ty Barron from 22 yards out with his 4th TD of the season, and it's Minnetonka up 6-0.
It was a nice run, very well executed by the left-hand side of the offensive line. You see there's a nice wall off, a kick out. Barron uses his speed to get out around the cornerback position. The safety just doesn't get over in time. That's Malik Lofton coming from the far safety spot to try to make that play, and just not quite there. So Ty Barron, the 5'11", 205-pound tailback, showing some pretty good speed there, John.
Godosky on for the extra point. Kick is up and it is through. And the scoreboard's gone back off again, but with approximately 7:28 left here in the first quarter, it's 7-0. He's kind of emerged there from the pile, Bill, and popped outside, and there's nothing there.
Yeah, watch the lineman. There's a good wall off, a good kick out block, a good trap actually, because they actually logged the guy and rather than kicking him out. And Barron does a nice job of reading that block. If that block becomes a kick out, he turns it up. If the block becomes a wall off, or what we call a log block, he bounces it to the outside, and in that case he's able to get all the way around the corner and up the sideline.
So 7-0 Minnetonka as the Skippers take advantage of the short field, Bill. They only had to drive from the 46. They get the big 3rd and 14 conversion on the 20-yard pass from Olsen to Miller. That helps set up the touchdown. Godosky with the kick will be picked up at the 8-yard line. Returned to the 20, 25. Getting outside, still with the football in the open is Campbell. Campbell to midfield, and he's going to go 90-plus yards for a touchdown for Hopkins. No flags. Dion Campbell.
Well, he said in the first kickoff that Campbell looked like he had the speed to get up the field to make a good run back. He just got tripped up. Now this one, he makes a really nice grab right there. That's a much harder grab than it looks. And see his speed, and he gets stopped right there. And look at how quickly he accelerates past everybody.
Campbell to midfield, and he's going to go 90-plus yards for a touchdown.
So that's what we always like to say, John, speed kills.
Right.
So it looks like we're going to have a good opportunity to tie the game up here in a matter of seconds.
The kick is up, and it is through on the extra point from Zach Savitz. And a 92-yard kickoff return by Campbell for a touchdown. Picks it up on the bounce. Nice little cut right there, Bill, where it looks like he maybe is going to get stopped. And then he gets outside, and no one's going to catch him.
Yeah, once he gets around the edge and upfield, he's got the speed to outrun everybody on the field. And what happened there is that the Minnetonka coverage team, the guys from the Minnetonka right side got sucked in because the ball was kicked up the left sideline, up the Hopkins sideline. And once Campbell got around the corner, after he got bumped, and look, he came almost to a complete stop. So his quick acceleration got him around the right flank of the Minnetonka kickoff team, and he was off to the races then. that's a quick way to tie it up.
Right.
You know, coaches always say, well, hey, when we'll give up a score, fine, let's get one back quickly. Well, 14, 15 seconds about as fast as you can get it.
Savitz, who you saw slipped on that extra point, but still able to get the kick through. Kicks off here. And it'll be handled back at the 6-yard line. Brought forward by Barron across the 20 to the 24. So it'll be the second possession of the game for the Minnetonka offense, this time starting just inside their own 25.
A little bit different field position this time for the Skippers as they prepare to bring their offense on the field.
It was a fun start, Bill.
Yeah.
The long pass to...
Long pass, nice grab.
And then the touchdown run by Barron after the catch by Miller, and then the kickoff return here for a score. It's Miller that comes in motion. Barron gets the handoff and can't get out of the backfield. It'll be dropped back at the 23-yard line. Joe Nissen among those in on the stop for Hopkins, but there was a lot of black shirts around number 27, Bill.
Yes, there's good penetration right there by 3 or 4 people on the defense.
Ball loosen off also.
Loosen off, and number 13, Trevor Lee, making a nice drive upfield to take the flank away.
DeMarcus Williams, the first one in there. Loss of 2, second down and 12. Olsen looks left, throws, and a catch, yes, made out of the 29-yard line. Nice diving grab by Josh Stevenson, senior wide receiver, one of the guys that Coach Den Hartog singled out on that Minnetonka offense that they have to watch out for tonight. Is a dangerous player and a good wide receiver. Gain of 7 here.
It's the second really nice catch that Minnetonka receivers have come up with, making Garrett Olsen look pretty good there.
3rd down and 5 from the 30-yard line. Olsen, and he's hit and goes down. He's pushed down to the turf on the sack. Trayvon Pettigrew. He just knocked him over.
My goodness.
Loss of 6. Look at this again, Bill.
Boy, he just gets smacked by Trayvon Pettigrew, making a nice move upfield, getting into the seam and right up into Garrett Olsen's grill there.
First punt of the game for Minnetonka comes on 4th and 11 here. Kick is away, handled at the 49, and then going down, unable to keep his feet was Manny Kugma, and the field position for Hopkins will be their own 43.
Well, they got a little bit better field position than they had earlier in the game, and with a tie score, not a great punt by the Skippers. Hopkins has got to feel a little bit more optimistic.
Second drive for Hopkins offense tonight. We're tied up at 7 here with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Johnson from the shotgun, looking left and incomplete. Broken up by Miller, who's at cornerback tonight on defense. Alex Bowers, the intended receiver for Hopkins.
That was Lamar Miller. Brings up second down and 10.
Second down and 10. And right back up to the line of scrimmage, Bill.
Yep.
4 receivers to the left.
Running a little bit quicker tempo here.
Empty backfield. Quick throw back to the left side, and Minnetonka's ready for it. There'll be a loss back to the 39-yard line on the completion to Kugma. Tonka able to sniff that out, Bill. It's a loss of 4.
Yeah, that quick screen, that can be a really effective play. But you can see Skane comes up and makes a nice open field one-on-one tackle and shuts that thing down pretty good.
3rd and 14. Ball back at the 39. Minnetonka showing blitz. Almost came offside, and they did. A little too anxious, Bill, and it'll cost Minnetonka 5.
And that's where discipline on the defensive side, particularly in the high school game more than in college and in the NFL, is you've got to stay out of that neutral zone. You can't get in there at all.
So it makes it 3rd down and 9. Ball out to the 44. Johnson looking to the sideline, calling out the signals. He'll go back to throw. Fires over the middle, completes it. Kugma with the reception. 35-yard line, goes down at the 33 as he is upended there.
Manny Kugma makes a nice grab here. This is a well-thrown ball. You can see it look off to the left by Johnson, and then boing. Manny Kugma is all of about 5'6" and 160 pounds. If he's 160 pounds, that must be with his uniform on.
Duke Larson with the tackle that knocked him up in the air. Ellis gets the handoff on 1st down. And a gain of 3 down to the 30-yard line. That pass to Kugma went for 23 yards. First down of the game for Hopkins.
Right, nice throw and catch. Oscar Johnson making a nice look off to the left before he came back right up the middle to look for Kugma.
Ellis, the ball carrier, had 2 touchdowns last week against Wayzata. Makes it 2nd and 7 and get the call again here. And gets down to the 28, dragging Harrison Skane, the senior free safety, with him for a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd and a long 5.
Harrison Skane playing as a strong safety, rolling right up into almost to the line of scrimmage sometimes. As you can see, all 11 skippers are within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. Everybody is there.
And they came in again. Did they go offside again, Bill? They're
looks like
inching up to the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Wow. And is against Minnetonka again.
And that's the kind of thing that drives coaches crazy. If you're moving your defense around, you're jumping in and out. You've got to know where you are on the field, because you can't penetrate that neutral zone at all. It's going to get called. In that time you had 11, all 11 defenders were on the line of scrimmage at that time, and that's really taking a chance, I think.
3rd and about 2 feet now for Hopkins. Johnson will give off, and Ellis looks like he's got the first down. There's a flag that comes in late. I think they've already marked a first down pending whatever the penalty is. Hopkins clapping their hands, and looks like
probably
it's going to be a face mask.
It's going to be a face mask. Usually that when the flag comes in from the secondary like that, that's what it's usually going to be. Personal foul.
Let's see if we can see it.
No, I didn't see. It must have been away from us.
So now 1st down and 10 after the penalty from just outside the 10. Give to Ellis, trying to bounce it outside. The skippers won't have it, and he's driven back. Host of skippers there. Led by Max Cooper.
Max Cooper and a couple of other defensive linemen getting good penetration there.
Will Feldmeyer also in on the stop. It'll be a loss of 1 officially on the play. 2nd and 11 from the 12. Johnson standing back at the 18 with 2 receivers to each side. Looking right immediately, ball is tipped and incomplete. Johnson was under a heavy rush. Yeah, he took a big shot from Jake Anderson. So it'll be 3rd down and 11. Look at it again. There's the tip. I didn't see the number on the player.
No, it was one of the defensive linemen who had to been one of the guys in there, Cooper or Anderson. Yeah.
And you get a third down and 11 from the 12-yard line. Johnson looking for the first down here for the Royals. A bit of a high snap, able to get it. Pass toward the end zone, and a flag goes down. It's incomplete, but we may have pass interference here. Pass intended for Morgan Holmes. Caleb Shoemaker on the coverage. And let's look at it again, Bill.
You can see right. Oh, yeah, Shoemaker had his arm wrapped around the waist of the receiver. You know, the receiver was that Holmes. Morgan Holmes was the intended receiver. So that makes a.
There's also a flag down in the offensive backfield, so it's holding and pass interference, and these penalties will offset.
I'm surprised that as many penalties been called so far in this game.
So we'll reset again, third down and 11. Minnetonka came up to that line again, Bill. I thought they were going to jump a third time.
Right.
It didn't happen. Creeping up to that line of scrimmage, and the high snap over Johnson's head, and he's got to go back to the 28. Well, now that takes him out of field goal range, Bill.
Yes, it does.
That's a huge loss, not just in terms of yardage, but in terms of what it does to the game plan here for Hopkins.
Right, it leaves Oscar Johnson with only one thing to do, and that's get on the football, and puts him down fourth and
26.
Yeah.
They lost 15 on that play. And now they're going to have to go for it. I mean, a spot where a punt's not going to really do you any good.
No.
Too far for a field goal attempt.
Now watching them warm up, their kicker is good from about the 30-yard line, but they're still. Now we do it again.
And an offensive lineman, it looks like the left tackle, starting to move back a little soon in pass protection. That'll cost them another 5. Hey, you know, we talked about the movement in Minnetonka.
Right.
Being careful not to jump offside, and you wonder if that affects the center a little bit when he sees all the guys moving around and takes his concentration off getting a good snap.
And if his hips come up before he snaps the ball, that ball's going right over the head of the quarterback. Really work with the center to keep their hips down and snap the ball.
Johnson's really got to go to the end zone on this one, and he does, and it's knocked away. Incomplete. Miller on the coverage. Intended receiver was Alex Bowers, but a good job by Amar Miller to break it up, and Minnetonka will take over on downs.
That was a very nice. It was actually a pretty good throw. A little bit underthrown, but again, you see Johnson looking to his left, and the ball just to the receiver, but the defender was able to get it. The defender, Miller, was able to get a hand on the ball.
That'll be the end of the first quarter. We'll take a break and come back with more high school football. 7-7, Minnetonka and Hopkins will return to Hopkins High School after this timeout.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
First play of the second quarter. And a good run out to the 46-yard line, Bill, on the first down run.
Yes.
Look at it again as Olsen this time handing off. And the first carry of the night for Dan Charpentier. And he picks up 15.
Yeah, gets a nice block at the line of scrimmage, pops outside, and Charpentier does a nice job of following his blocker and getting upfield for a very nice gain out to the 45-yard line.
And a give inside for just a couple of yards out to the 49-yard line. Bringing up 2nd down and 7 from the 49-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Olsen from the 49. Miller coming in motion. He'll take the handoff to midfield to the 48 and then thrown down there. Tackled on the play by Trevor Lee.
And Trevor Lee and Manny Kugma, both of them played that very well, coming in and taking the sideline away and then making a nice tackle. That makes it 3rd and about 5.
Yeah, he only got a couple yards on that. They mark him down just shy of the 48-yard line of Hopkins. So 3rd down here for Minnetonka. Fakes the handoff, big hole for Olsen. And he's going to go on this one. 49 yards for a Minnetonka touchdown. Well, that, Bill.
Well, that was really nice. If you watch the left side guard and tackle making nice trap, turn up block there. Linebackers get cut off on the initial fake. Olsen goes the entire way. So nice 49-yard runs. Several big plays already,
right,
John, in this game that have really made. We see Garrett Olsen's got pretty good speed. That's where Coach Dave Nelson says, well, I coached him to run that fast.
Podolsky on for the extra point. Now the hold of Paul Arnell. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is through. And with 10 minutes to play here at the end of the 2nd quarter, it's 14-7, Minnetonka.
You see how the line blocking was there, so they had a down block from the right-hand side. The left-hand guys kicked out, turned up, and all Garrett has to do is, from here we'll see a nice hole. Look at that hole open up right there. All he can see is the goal line. That's an excellent look right there. As you can see how that kick-out block really opened that up for Garrett Olsen. He gets the touchdown in the book, but the guy that made the play with the left side of the offensive line that got the kick out and the wall off to make that work. And that's a tough thing for a quick defense to handle that kind of stuff. If somebody's making a trap block, somebody's got to get on the hip of the pulling lineman and get right down the line of scrimmage. If you can get right down the line of scrimmage behind that lineman, you got a chance of making the play.
Campbell and Lee back to return the kickoff. Last time went to Campbell. He brought it back 92 yards for a touchdown. This time we'll go to one of the up men. Looks like it's Ellis, and it is. He gets out to the 35 and past the 40-yard line. And a pretty good run by Jermichael Ellis. Puts Hopkins in good field position, Bill, just outside their 40.
So very good field position for Hopkins. Jermichael Ellis doing a nice job of just catching the ball and running straight upfield. That's when the ball comes up short like that, you just tell that up guy, take the ball, run to the goal line until you get tackled or you get to the goal line. That's all you can do. Don't try to juke around. Don't try to run around anybody. Just get going.
First down and 10, Hopkins from their 41-yard line, trailing by 7. Johnson faking the pass, gives to Ellis. And Ellis pulls forward for 5 yards to the 46. Bill looked like he was going to be stopped at about the 43, and he's strong enough to get himself another couple of yards.
Michael Ellis has some very strong leg drive. He's well put together. And, at 5'8", 200 pounds, he's compact, but he's got very good leg drive and good balance.
Johnson looking left, throws back to the right, almost picked off, instead gets the completion. And it's a first down to the 45-yard line to Campbell.
Deion Campbell making a nice grab. We can see that number 96, Max Cooper, outside linebacker, tries to get out there in that throwing zone, just doesn't quite get into the lane.
Gain of 10 and a first down from the 44 now of Minnetonka. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ellis to the left of Johnson. Steps back, looks towards the sideline. Now ready to receive the snap again. Gives to Ellis on first down. With a hole right side for Jamichael Ellis. And he's inside the 40-yard line to the 39. Gain of 5, maybe 6 yards on that. Good runs in the last 2 carries that Ellis has had.
And good surge by the offensive line. We talked about them being a little bit undersized compared to Minnetonka, but Isaac Cadoon at 6'5", 270 isn't going to be small in anybody's book.
Johnson will hand off, and the delayed give to Ellis. Big hole up the middle. Another first down. This time inside the 30-yard line, down to the 28. Pickup of 11, the longest run of the game for Ellis. And the 4th first down of the game for Hopkins.
And you can see that the Hopkins offensive lineman did a nice job of getting up and then into the bodies of the defensive linemen as Ellis took the ball and went right upfield on that draw play.
Max Cooper on the tackle for Minnetonka. First down and 10. Hopkins from the Tonka 28, trailing by a touchdown. Johnson throws over the middle and gets the completion down inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. Catch made by Manny Kugma. Kugma's 3rd catch of the game. And this one goes for 19 yards.
And Kugma makes a nice grab because that's as well defended by Harrison Skane as you can play it. Defensive backers, you did it right, son. The kid caught the ball.
First down and 10 from the 9-yard line. Give us to Ellis, trying to find a hole and got himself a yard. And that's about it. Down to the 8-yard line. Cooper among those in on the stop for Tonka. Already 10 carries for Ellis here in the first half.
2nd down and goal at the 5-yard line.
On 2nd down and goal. Johnson looking left, throws, has a receiver there, and it's going to be a touchdown. Diving for the pylon, Alex Bowers with the TD for, number 1, not number 7. That's Henry Brott with the reception. My apologies, Henry, the TD to you on the 5-yard touchdown pass. Look at the grab by Brott.
Yep.
And he sees that pylon and dives for it and gets it.
And he realized that if he just ran, he might get stopped inside the 1-yard line. So he just took the launch at the pylon and made a nice play there.
The extra point, there's a flag that comes in. The extra point is good from Savitz. Let's see what the penalty is here. Let's see what the call is here, Bill. Personal foul on the defense, so that'll be assessed on the kickoff. It's the 5th penalty on Minnetonka here in the first half. Here's the pass again from Oscar Johnson to Henry Brock. And for Brock, his 13th catch of the season, his first one for a TD.
Nice throw and catch. Not the most artistic pass ever thrown. But gets the job done. You take an end-over-end pass for a touchdown every time.
Right. And he knew that Brott, when he made that catch, knew that he had 0 touchdowns yet. He was going to get one.
He was going to get one.
And he gets one on that catch. You mentioned the number of Hopkins receivers with a number of catches. He's one of guys, 5 guys that has at least 12 catches on the season, or at least 13 now for him.
They do spread the ball around. There's a lot of people touching the football in the Hopkins offense.
Kick away, and of course with the short field because of the penalty, it was an easy ball to kick through the end zone, and so Hopkins pins Minnetonka back. The Skippers will have to start this drive from their 20.
Yeah, Savitz has a pretty good leg. I was watching him in the warm-ups. He's got a pretty good leg. He kicks a good high ball and can get pretty good distance on it.
We are tied up at 14 midway through the second quarter. First down run, and a good run up the middle out to the 30-yard line. Still going out to the 33, and it'll be a first down run for Barron. A good hard run by Ty Barron.
We saw Ty Barron first touch of the game. He made a good move to the outside to get their first touchdown. Now we'll see him running inside right here, and he's just following his big guys and keeping his legs going. Look at that leg drive.
11 yards and a first down. Barron just a sophomore from the 31 of Minnetonka. He stands in the backfield with Olsen. Give it to him again. Popping outside, 35-yard line. Barron to the 40 and to the 41. Before he's driven back, but his forward progress will get him a first down.
Good. Ty Barron showing some pretty good durability here. I know he hasn't carried the ball a ton, but pretty good durability and pretty good athleticism to hit inside and then hit outside. And just a sophomore, 5'11", 205-pound sophomore.
4 carries, 42 yards, and a touchdown already for Barron. First and 10 from the 42. Olsen call his own number this time, 45-yard line, and shoved out of bounds at the 48. Tackle made by Bo Maffey, and it'll go for a 6-yard gain though for Garrett Olsen, who on his previous carry on the last drive went 49 yards for a touchdown.
And again, you see the left side of the offensive line, both the guard and the tackle pull, and
second down and 4.
Well done.
Excuse me, Bill, from the 48. And they'll hand off to Barron, who's grabbed from behind. He doesn't get much this time. Well defensed. It's no gain. It'll be third down.
Another nice play by linebacker Bo Maffey.
Line of scrimmage still the 48-yard line. Third down and 4. We're inside of 4.5 minutes to play here in the first half.
Bo Maffey's a nice-sized linebacker for a junior. It's 6'5", 225 pounds.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Olsen looking to throw to his left, and ball is knocked down at the line of scrimmage to Marcus Williams, a senior linebacker, right in the passing lane, and broke that one up.
So he give up a first down and then shut him down after that. Still in just barely inside the Minnetonka zone at the 47-yard line.
Bowerly to punt it away here for Minnetonka, his second punt of the game. And gets a good kick away. It's a bounce at the 24 and goes sideways and out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Kick of 32 yards and no return. And Hopkins will have it first down and 10 from their 20 with 3:56 remaining. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Touchdown drive on their last possession.
So I would expect that we'll see another good balanced attack here. The offensive line did a good job of setting the defense up and making some good blocks, and the running back and receivers did their job.
Been a balanced attack, Bill, as far as running past. 10 rushes, 9 passes so far for the Hopkins offense. Johnson will keep it himself and hits after he got to the 21-yard line. Maybe he's going to say, I'm not calling my own number anymore.
Yeah,
he called the play, but he's hit at the 21 by Peter Redmond, the host of Skippers. Second down and 9.
He's saying we ran the draw play to the fullback, and he got 11. I got 1.
On second down and 9. Clock running, just under 3.5 minutes to go. Johnson throwing out to his right and gets the completion to Campbell. To midfield and into Minnetonka territory at the 46. Nice adjustment on the ball by Deion Campbell. Comes down with the catch and picks up 33 yards.
Johnson makes a nice throw, but boy, there's a lot of white shirts around there. Campbell does a nice job of making the grab, making a guy miss, and then getting upfield.
First and 10 from the 46. Deep drop for Johnson, who comes back to his left, breaking a tackle, getting into the open is Lofton. Lofton to the 30, to the 20, and he's going to score a touchdown. 46 yards and a Hopkins TD. There is a flag down. Oh, this looks like it's coming back. We'll look at the throw. Watch the nice move by Lofton here. Bounces it outside. I think that's where they got.
Right there it was, yeah.
A little block in the back.
That was more of a brush in the back,
Yeah.
but all you got to do is make a little bit of contact. And that was behind the play. Didn't really affect the play, but it was close enough to the runner that it gets called.
So it moves Hopkins back to its own 47-yard line. Still first down. Johnson standing back at his 41. 2 receivers to either side. And is ready to go over the middle with the throw. It's Ellis, 45-yard line of Minnetonka, and down to the 41-yard line.
So the screen passes are working very well. They've run 3 different types of screen passes now. And the defensive linemen don't really bite on it very well, but the offensive line make good blocks downfield, get in the way of the linebackers, and Ellis knows where to go with the football.
Gain of 12. Second down and 5, or less than 5 from the 41 of Minnetonka. So we're 2 minutes to go in the half. Showing blitz. Johnson getting rid of it in a hurry and incomplete. Intended receiver was Jake Hill. Good coverage by Duke Larson.
And Larson does a nice job of being right in the hip of the receiver and making that play. Jake Hill really didn't have much of a chance to make the grab on that.
Stops the clock. Again, Hopkins still with all of their timeouts remaining.
And plenty of time, 2 minutes to go in the half, so you don't have to feel rushed about anything. I like the tempo that they've developed so far in the first half.
Johnson waiting for the call, now ready, gives the change to his receivers to the right, and on third down and along 4. Again, the rush. Ball lofted out for Lofton, and incomplete. Larson comes back into the play nicely, as Lofton had some distance between he and Larson. But the ball hung up there just a little bit, Bill, and that allowed Larson to get back into the play, because Lofton had him beat.
He was clearly beat, and he knocked the ball right off of Malik Lofton's shoulder, which Lofton was open. Again, that's when he probably thinks I should have made the grab on that, even though it was up on my shoulder.
Hopkins will go for it here on 4th down, and 4 to go from the 41 of Minnetonka. Johnson fires right, makes the completion, middle of the field, 25-yard line, and a first down, a pickup of 16 yards on the completion to Campbell.
Good. Quick look left. Johnson gets the ball off. Campbell carrying the ball way away from his body. You don't like to see that. But he makes a nice grab, gets the first down on 4th down.
1st and 10 from the 25. The give is to Ellis, hitting the backfield, and he's dropped back at the 28-yard line. And now Hopkins will use its first timeout.
And the defensive line is not coming quite as hard. That's why they were able to handle that draw play to Ellis, is because they were a little bit more cautious on their pass rush. The last screen pass they ran, they weren't really pressuring Johnson as much as you'd like to have happen. The fact that he completed it and got good yardage was the plus. But they're really cautious of that draw play, and they will be cautious of the screens because they've run so many of them. And that will give Johnson more time to throw the ball downfield, which is probably more likely what they'd really like to do, is throw that ball upfield. Is it upfield or downfield?
I guess it depends on your point of view, right?
I suppose.
I would say downfield.
Okay.
So out of the timeout, it'll be a 2nd and 13 for Hopkins from the 28 of Minnetonka. You can see the time remaining in the half. 2 timeouts left for Hopkins.
And this is a good opportunity for Hopkins to take retake a 1-touchdown lead going into the half, which is, that's a big surge of momentum for them.
Ellis next to Johnson on the 2nd down and 13 play that's coming. 3 receivers to the left, Lofton to the right, and Lofton to the left. Johnson lofting it up, and it is knocked away. Intended receiver was Kugma, and Miller back there to help defend for Minnetonka. It'll be 3rd down. It's kind of a risky pass, though, isn't it, Bill?
It is, but he throws the nice. Johnson throws a nice ball. That ball was right there. Martin Miller really came back to make that play. It was lofted a little bit, but it had to be to get over the safety's head.
Nate Shoemaker on the coverage as well for Minnetonka. 3rd down and 13 now for the Royals. A little shift now on the defensive line for Minnetonka. Those guys move around, Bill.
Yep.
And the throw by Johnson. It's intercepted. Picked off in the middle of the field. This is Will Feldmeyer. Feldmeyer down the left sideline across midfield. He's in the open. Feldmeyer's going to bring it all the way back for a Minnetonka touchdown. How about that? 85 yards.
And like we said, good opportunity to go up by a touchdown.
Well, somebody did.
Naturally, the old coach has it going the wrong way. This is an ill-advised throw, I think, by Johnson right up the middle, especially with 9 guys dropping off. And boy, what a nice run back. There was just nobody in the black shirt that could get close to the linebacker after he made the interception. Will Feldmeyer making a nice return of about 75 yards?
80 yards.
80 yards for the touchdown. So we've seen some really wild things here tonight, John, with the 92-yard kickoff return, an 80-yard pass interception return, and still an awfully close game.
How fun is that if you're Will Feldmeyer, senior linebacker, and you get a pick 6?
There you go, an 80-yard pick 6.
Right.
And again, you can see, the receiver was there, but you've got to see the quarterback has to see where that linebacker is. You can't just loft it out there going across the middle.
And you got a late block from Colin Zimprich that freed him for the last 35 yards. So the extra point still pending. Feldmeyer still trying to catch his breath, but he's going to have to go back out on defense here in a moment. But for now, he can enjoy that touchdown. And the extra point pending now from Godosky is 2 for 2 so far. Oh, and the snap is high, and Godosky will get spun around way back, and so it'll stay at 20-14.
Well, after the bad break on the interception for Hopkins, a little bit of a mini break on the bad snap, not getting the point. You know, that can be. I saw a game last week that a bad snap and a bad kick on an extra point ended up costing one team the game in a 21-20 loss. So those every single point is important.
Hopkins will get the one more possession here in the first half. They have 2 timeouts remaining, and we'll see what kind of field position they get, Bill, off this kickoff return.
Absolutely. They can get pretty good field position. My guess is they won't kick it to Campbell.
Right. Well, they didn't last time. They kicked it up the middle of the field. Ellis actually had a pretty good return on it.
Right.
Got it out past the 40.
He's not in there right now. We've got Jack Doyle taking Ellis's spot in the middle.
And Godosky getting ready to boot it off again. And the kick away, they do kick it deep, and it'll be taken by Campbell at the 12-yard line. And this time gets down to the 20-yard line, and that's it. Good special teams tackle. And Campbell goes down. Caleb Shoemaker.
Nice 109. You can do a little. You got 2 timeouts, a little bit of clock management. You can get the ball downfield and get a score here.
First down and 10. The line of scrimmage, the 20 for Hopkins. Johnson, delayed gives to Ellis, 25-yard line. Ellis out past the 30, and a good run gets itself out to the 35-yard line and out of bounds.
Yeah, it's actually Manny Kugma that was in the backfield that time. Ellis was up close to the line of scrimmage. Pretty nice run.
Kugma, who has 3 catches tonight, gets his first carry tonight and gets it out. They mark it at the 36-yard line. Johnson looking to throw, fires over the middle. Kugma with reception in midfield into Tonka territory. Still on his feet down to the 42-yard line. Gain of 22. Back-to-back first downs for Hopkins.
Nice shot to Kugma. Kugma makes a nice grab and then turns upfield and gets pretty good yards after the catch.
A timeout taken by Hopkins. Let's look at the district standings in the West Metro District. In the South, Eden Prairie 5-0 in the district game, 6-0 overall. A game ahead of Wayzata and Maple Grove in the district. Prior Lake, Maple Grove and Prior Lake playing each other tonight. And then look, Edina, Minnetonka, Hopkins, Shakopee, all 1-4.
Yep.
In the district games. And on the north side, Totino Grace lost their opener to Eden Prairie, but they haven't lost since. 5-0, a game ahead of Blaine, then Champlain Park. Osseo's been on the skid. They're at 2-3, tied with Anoka, Andover, and Centennial. Coon Rapids winless on the season, playing tonight at Osseo. Totino Grace going against Blaine.
Should be a pretty good ball game as well. A lot of good games at this time of the year in Class 6A. You know, everybody's got to play well every week. It got tough games every single week in both of those divisions.
First down and 10 for Minnetonka. Excuse me, for Hopkins at the Minnetonka 41-yard line. They're trying to adjust the clock again. Did read 33 minutes and 90 seconds, which would be the equivalent of 34:30. Now it's set to
33.9 seconds. Yeah.
Players waiting at the line of scrimmage. Now we're set to go. And one timeout remaining for Hopkins. They took one at the end of that completion to Kugma. 2 plays though, Bill. They got themselves into scoring position here late in the half. Johnson back up toward the line of scrimmage. And he's going to move Ellis to his right. And then a shift for Minnetonka, and Johnson throws and incomplete. Kugma, the intended receiver. Defensive coverage by Zimbrich. Hopkins fans wanted interference, and their coaches thought,
oh yeah,
he
I
might have
can
been
see
there
why.
early.
Zimbrich had his left hand pretty well wrapped around Manny Kugma's waist. I can see why they would want that call.
Second down and 10 with 31 seconds remaining.
This is where Oscar Johnson needs to really pay attention, because he can't throw the ball into the middle. Oh, nice.
Johnson throws and makes the completion. Another grab for Manny Kugma. He's had a big night catching the football.
So far, Manny Kugma has been the guy for the Hopkins offense. You see, well blocked, nice protection. Johnson makes a nice read and gets the ball to a wide open Kugma, who's knocked out of bounds by number 11, Harrison Skane, but not before he made a nice gain for another first down for the Royals.
Pickup of 23 down to the 18-yard line now of the Skippers. One timeout remaining. 25 seconds to go. Johnson, time to throw again. He gets a completion inside the 10, down to near the 8-yard line on a catch by Lofton. Tackle by Samuelson. No, excuse me, that's 40. That's Duke Larson on the tackle. And timeout taken by Hopkins, their third timeout. Got enough for a first down. It's a gain of 10.
Yeah, I'm not sure that, 20.9, 20 seconds to go in the half. You got time, probably 2, maybe 3 plays. As quickly as they're getting the ball off. You see Coach Clough right there. Defensive coordinator for Minnetonka.
It's a first and goal for Hopkins from the 8-yard line. They're out of timeouts, Bill. 20 seconds left.
Right. See, that clock would have stopped on that first down. Didn't actually need to use the timeout at that point. But the tempo that they run at, they can go pretty well. Now the challenge is for Johnson not to throw an interception. If he doesn't have somebody that he can hit, get the ball where nobody can catch it.
Campbell moving to the right. On first down and goal, off to the corner of the end zone to the left. It's up. And it is incomplete. Lofton, the intended receiver, covered by Larson.
I think Lofton made the grab on that, but he came down out of bounds.
It did look like he had it for a second or so, didn't he?
Yeah, he makes.
He didn't. Out of bounds.
Yeah, he's out of bounds anyway. But he was pretty well manhandled by Duke Larson there. No call.
17 seconds remaining. Second down and goal from the 8. Johnson getting his offense back together, talking to his receivers, Campbell and Bowers. Tonka shifting again along that defensive line. Johnson, quick throw, and it's a touchdown. Great throw and a strike for a TD to Alex Bowers.
Alex Bowers makes a nice move on Amar Miller, and the safety was on the blitz, so there was a wide open passing lane. Look at Johnson, just reads that, picks it up right now, and that's a very well-read passing play. Nice throw. Hopkins with the opportunity here very late in the half to go up by 1.
The extra point is up and it's through. So Hopkins answers that long interception return late in the half with an impressive 80-yard drive, the touchdown strike. Oscar Johnson to Alex Bowers, and it's 21-20.
And you could see he had straight man-to-man coverage because of all the blitzing and running around up front. Safety nowhere in the zone, and well done, well read by Johnson. Nice grab by Bowers. Extra points good. All is well in Hopkins tonight, at least at this point. Now, that was as nice a drive as I think you'll see, John. They came from what, the 20-yard line?
Right.
So an 80-yard drive in what, less than a minute? Minute and 20 seconds.
That was 1:14 when Feldmeyer had the score, and then the kickoff after that. So yeah, it was about 50 seconds, 55 seconds. Drive 80 yards downfield.
Pretty nice.
Savage with a strong leg. This will be a touchback. Minnetonka will have it at their 20-yard line with 13 seconds remaining. 13.9 officially on the scoreboard here in the stadium. I'm sure just a handoff for Hopkins here, for Minnetonka, right?
Yeah, probably. But, you know, I think at the end of the first half, a lot of times you want to take every opportunity to score that you can get, but it looks like they're just going to have Olsen take a knee and not worry about it.
And that'll be the end of the half. Well, we didn't have a shortage of big plays there in the first half, did we?
No, in a very competitive game, both teams playing with emotion, you know, and doing well. It's amazing these teams only have 4 wins between them.
21-20, Hopkins leading Minnetonka here at halftime. And let's go down to the field at Allie Arlt.
All right, thanks, John. Coach, 2 of your 3 touchdowns came from your defense and special teams. What does that say about the versatility of your team?
I think only 1 did. We ran the ball for 2 touchdowns, but yeah, you know, big plays, and they made a couple too. So, you know, it's kind of the game I expected it to. You know, I thought it'd be like this. They're explosive on offense, and they got some great athletes to try to cover. So we just got to button a few things up, and I think we'll be okay.
A little switch up and shift of momentum here at the end of the half. What are your expectations of your team in the second?
Well, we got to come back. You know, you got to flush it and come back and play hard. And that was unfortunate that we didn't get out of the half with a lead, but that's the way it is. So we just got to, you know, get back to work and get it done.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second. All right, back to you, John.
All right, thanks very much to Coach Nelson for taking a moment to spend with us. And we are at halftime here tonight at Hopkins. Our score, Hopkins 21, Minnetonka 20. Back with more live coverage of high school football on 12 Sports after this timeout.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
21-20, Hopkins leads Minnetonka at halftime of our football game tonight. Last month, we had the 11th annual 12 Sports Hall of Fame induction, where we induct former high school athletes and coaches from the area who had outstanding contributions in the world of athletics, both in high school and beyond. One of our inductees for 2015 was Leslie Knight, who graduated from Hopkins High School 11 years ago, an outstanding basketball player for the Royals. We had a chance to catch up with her this summer, and here is her story.
Knight, 3-1. She helped set the foundation for success in one of the top girls basketball programs in Minnesota. 2004 Hopkins High School graduate Leslie Knight is the newest member of the 12 Sports Hall of Fame. Knight had the chance to play right away at Hopkins as a 7th grader. And for the 5 seasons that followed that, she was as tough of an opponent as there was in the Classic Lake Conference.
She was very strong, and even as an 8th grader when she first started, I was, astounded by how strong she was. And I think through that strength, she was just able to control a game, and she understood the game so well that she was just able to control things with what she had.
Brian Cosgrove took over as the team's head coach before Leslie's 8th grade year and made her a starter right away. She remembers the change around the program when he came in.
He came in with ideas and plans, and we were all of a sudden waking up at 6 in the morning in the summer, playing 5-on-5 from 6 to 7:30 or whatever the case was, and he really molded and shaped us and taught us a lot.
Well, I'm very humbled when she says something like that, because I credit her just about to all our success here. Because without her and without her, leading the way in this program, I don't think we'd be where we are today.
As much as the 3-time All-State player helped her coach achieve success, Leslie says Brian Cosgrove helped her immensely.
He taught me dedication, discipline, organization, to be passionate about something and how to give it your all and how to pay attention to detail. So it was on the court, he taught me a lot about skill and about how to read the game, and then off the court and just in life in general, about responsibility, dedication.
After 3rd place finishes in the state tournament in both 2002 and 2003, the Royals broke through in Leslie's senior year, winning the Class 4A tournament in 2004.
It was motivation. The last couple games, it was like, how could we not give it everything we had, and how could we not go out in there and win the championship after everything, all those hours and tears and sweat and blood and Saturday film sessions and 3-hour-long practices and early mornings in the summer? How could we not go out there and finally achieve what we've been working so hard to achieve?
The road immediately after high school was tough for Leslie, basketball-wise. She had accepted a scholarship to play at the University of Minnesota, where she saw the floor just 36 minutes total in her first 2 years. But after the 2006 season, the Gophers graduated 6 players, and 5 others left the program, leaving Leslie as one of the few remaining players. She was ready.
Knight works her way to the basket, off the glass, and has to.
luckily, during my freshman and sophomore year, I never threw in the towel, and I had always continued to work during practice, in between classes. I hadn't taken time off. I had been preparing for this opportunity, and when that opportunity came, I was ready to grab it.
It was like going from famine to feast. Leslie started every game at Minnesota her junior and senior years, playing well enough to continue her basketball career overseas. She played her first season in Switzerland.
I had a fabulous year. It was a beautiful country, the most beautiful place I've ever lived.
For the past 6 years, Leslie played professionally in Spain for 3 different teams and is headed back for a 7th season. But she says the end of her playing days are probably in sight.
My body is feeling the wear and tear a little bit. I've had some calf problems the last 4 years, so we'll see how my body does this upcoming year. Just your right foot, back and forth.
Leslie comes home to Minnesota in the summers, working various camps and clinics, including the Carvin and Montgomery basketball camps for the last 8 years.
There you go, that's better. I enjoy teaching and I enjoy being around the game, but I enjoy making connections with the kids. I think that's important. I think the kids like that, learning their names and figuring out why they're here or what they've got going on during the summer. So I just, I enjoy the game.
Well, I know for a fact she's been offered coaching jobs and she hasn't coached a day with her own team or anything like that. It would be my dream for her to come and take this program over when she decides her playing days are through. I'd love to see her come back and be a Hopkins Royal for life.
Leslie Knight, one of the 2015 inductees into the 12 Sports Hall of Fame, and very, very deserving player, over 2,000 career points in basketball. Bill here at Hopkins. Good finish to her last 2 years of career at the University of Minnesota. Now overseas the last half dozen years, and in Spain again this season.
Yeah, she's done a great job. I can remember her as being an outstanding player, not only in high school, but did a really nice job with her career with the Gophers as well. Really nice to see her get recognized.
21-20, Hopkins leading Minnetonka at halftime. Let's go down the field now. The performance by the Hopkins dance team. Great halftime performance tonight by the Hopkins dance team. A 1-point lead for Hopkins over Minnetonka at halftime. As we go to our first half highlights, Bill, and there were a lot of them, weren't there?
Absolutely.
Royals getting set for this one. It's Minnetonka getting the first score of the game, though. Ty Barron bouncing outside, 22 yards for a touchdown. 7:28 left in the first quarter. The extra point by Gladowski made it 7-0 Minnetonka, but that lasted about 2 seconds. The ensuing kickoff. Deion Campbell takes it inside its own 10 to the middle. Looks like he's going to be stopped there, and then he's gone. He goes 92 yards for a touchdown. Extra point by Sabbats was good and was tied up at 7. Minnetonka would retake the lead. Garrett Olson on the keeper. He is untouched on this one, Bill. 49 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, very well executed quarterback draw type play. Well done. Giving Minnetonka the lead again.
That made it 14-7. Then a touchdown pass. Oscar Johnson, Henry Brott, 5 yards for a score. Extra point tied it up at 14. Hopkins driving again for another score late in the half. Johnson picked off, and this one returned 80 yards by Will Feldmeyer for Minnetonka. They missed their extra point, and it was 20-14 Minnetonka. And I'm sure the skippers thought that would be the score going into halftime.
Well, with only 1:14, you think that's probably going to be it.
Hopkins comes down the field quickly in less than a minute, going 80 yards, and the touchdown pass completed to Alex Bowers, Johnson's second TD pass of the game, and it's 21-20 as their extra point was good. Rushing yards in favor of Minnetonka and passing in favor of Hopkins. And they really got that pass, with the exception of that interception, they got that passing game clicking pretty good, Bill. And the one turnover obviously led directly to the 6 points that Minnetonka put on late in the second quarter. But overall, the Hopkins able to move the ball through the air pretty well. And Minnetonka, with some rushes from both Barron and Olson, able to counter with a good running game.
Able to move the ball. So we're kind of seeing the type of game that we expected, we thought might happen, with a little bit more power from Minnetonka with their strong running game, and a little bit more wide open type of attack from Hopkins with a little bit more tempo to the game. They're really pushing the time on things and running a little bit faster. I think at times that caught Minnetonka a little bit flat-footed.
Let's get some of the other scores from around the area tonight. Eden Prairie taking down Shakopee 21-0 at halftime. Maple Grove and Prior Lake. Rematch of last year's state playoffs, 16-14. The Crimson leading the Lakers at halftime. And Wayzata trailing Edina 14-0 at halftime. Blaine up on Andover. Excuse me, I said they were playing Totino Grace. They're Totino Grace playing Centennial tonight. It's the Bengals up on the Huskies 14-6 at halftime. No score on those other games from the North District so far. So our score, it's 21-20 in favor of Hopkins. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more coverage. Allie will be standing by with John Den Hartog in a few moments as we continue with our coverage of high school football, Minnetonka Hopkins on 12 Sports.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Teams warming up before the start of the second half, with the Royals up on the Skippers by 1. Let's go back down to Allie.
Before the game, you had expressed a little bit of a concern over Minnetonka bullying your guys with their size. That didn't seem to be too much of an issue with 21-20 after the first.
Well, they're still moving us real good, on defense. We're not holding our ground great, and they've got a good running game, a bunch of big, strong kids, and they're well coached. So we've got to do a little bit better job holding our ground there, and hopefully we can be solid on defense.
Momentum for your team going into the half. What do you expect of your team in the second?
Well, a lot of this, it's going to be an exciting game. I think we can score. We're fast and athletic, but they're also big and strong. It's probably going to come down to turnovers or special teams, something like that. But it's going to be a close game.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second.
Thank you.
Thanks. Back to you, John.
All right, thanks, Allie, and thanks to Coach Den Hartog and Coach Nelson for taking a moment with us here at halftime. Bill, what do you look for in the second half?
Well, I don't disagree with the coaches at all. I think we're going to see more of the same. That being said, I think that Minnetonka need to figure out their pass defense a little bit better. I think they took a little bit too many chances with their secondary in the first half, and that resulted in 3 or 4 pretty good long gains for Hopkins. I think they have to try to force Hopkins to run the football. I don't know if Hopkins can run the football against them. Hopkins, on the other hand, I think they've got to get good, consistent defensive line penetration from their down linemen. It means they've got to fire into gaps and they've got to get upfield a little bit to try to take that running game away from Minnetonka. If they can get Minnetonka out of rhythm and force Garrett Olson to throw the ball more, I think that'll be to their advantage. But that's a hard thing to do, is to take the running game completely away from somebody else.
Upcoming games on 12 Sports coming up tomorrow. These games will be live on the web, Champlain Park and Osseo, not live on the channel. Our 7 o'clock soccer game next Thursday will be live on Channel 12. Next football, Bill and I will be live from Maple Grove on 12.tv and Channel 12. Shakopee Maple Grove football, and then section soccer, football, and volleyball all to come here later this month.
But like I said at the beginning of the game, it's hard to believe that we're getting into the ready for playoffs already. Mm-hmm. And teams are setting themselves up in all the fall sports, volleyball, soccer, and football, to make a run at their state championships. So it should be interesting. The next month or so should be quite interesting.
Zach Savitz getting ready to kick off for Hopkins. Savage with 3 extra points, and Bill, you mentioned showing a strong leg. This can make a difference too. Not only the extra points, but be able to not allow a kickoff return at all.
Absolutely.
And make the other team start at the 20. Like he got a touchback last time, he's going to get another one here. And so Minnetonka will start at their 20.
I mean, that's a huge weapon to be able to put the offensive team, so that they're going to have 80 yards to go, that they have no chance for a run back. There's no chance for a big emotional play or anything like that.
Minnetonka saw the numbers at halftime: 122 yards rushing, just 27 passing on 2 of 4 completions for Olson, 1 to Miller, 1 to Stevenson. They're built more for the ground. They trail here by 1. And the first give, and it's only back to the line of scrimmage, if that, there for Charpentier. It'll be second down, and they'll give him a yard. It'll be 9 to go.
So yeah, that's just a really short game. So again, what we're saying right there at the end of the half, John, is that they got pretty good penetration from their linemen, and the linebackers are able to step up and make a play.
From the 21, and it's Barron this time, trying to foul his blockers, and then he is met at the 24-yard line and driven back to Marcus Williams in on the stop. The gain of close to 4-yard lines. Those are the football right about at the 25. Barron 6 carries, 46 yards tonight. Olson, their leading rusher, 6 carries for 66 yards, each of them with a touchdown.
This is going to be, this is one of the toughest distances to figure out. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. For most teams, it's more of a pass down than a run down, but good running team, they'll run the ball, see what they can get.
Olson, and wants to throw, and it's almost intercepted. He was almost sacked, and then the ball knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Look at it again. He almost goes down here on the sack by Dylan Drone. And then the ball knocked away by Riley Allen.
And Dylan Drone did a really nice job of continuing to stay in his lane, pushing upfield as far as he could go, and really disrupted that play, obviously.
Holly's third punt of the night, drops it, gets it back, and does get it away. A line driver handled at the 49-yard line, and a short return of just 3 yards by Kugma. A good field position for Hopkins, Bill, on the Minnetonka side of the 50.
And a gutsy catch by Manny Kugma. That kind of kick, though, if he doesn't catch it, that bounces another 20 yards. And that almost flips the field. Right now, they've got the ball. Because he made a nice grab of that punt, they get the ball at midfield instead of deeper in their own zone. I think that's a huge thing. We've seen a couple of games this year where people didn't field the ball well, and that ball bounces all the way back 15, 20 more yards. Not a good thing.
First down run. It's Ellis. Bounces off of one guy, stiff arm, and gets to the 45. It was a tough 4-yard run.
Yeah. He just kept getting bounced further and further outside. Does a good job of fending off tacklers until he just runs out of real estate there.
Didn't quite cut it upfield to get up inside of Skane and the rest of the Tonka defense. 12 carries, 35 yards for Ellis tonight. Second down and 6 from the Tonka 45. Johnson looking to the sideline again.
There's a lot of gamesmanship going on here between these two coaches.
Look at that defense move around. And here's the throw by Johnson. Too high for Lofton. Coverage by Larson. It's incomplete.
So to kind of get an idea of what's going on here is that, and the ball's overthrown by Johnson, but to get an idea of what's going on, Hopkins comes up, sets their offense, looks to see what the defense is doing. Johnson then turns back to the sideline, picks up a change or a reinforcement of the play it's called. Then Minnetonka changes their defense. They stand up, they slide, they move around. And so the gamesmanship is who's making the last move and who wins at that time. Tonka won it with a very good defensive play.
3rd and 6. Johnson firing. It's almost intercepted by Miller. Missed his intended receiver Bowers, and Hopkins is going to have to punt.
And Johnson threw that one right into the teeth of the coverage, and didn't really glance up and see that he had Campbell out on the right sideline there.
Savick on for his second punt of the day. Savick's handling all of the kicking duties tonight. This is a much better kick than the first one he had. And will bounce and does not go into the end zone. It'll be down instead at the 7-yard line. That's a great kick, Bill.
Boy, to get that sandwich type shot, to get it to come in high and steep and then hit and bounce backwards or sideways. That, I don't know if that's a talent or a skill, John, but it works very nicely when you can get a kick like that. That again is a huge advantage. Field position a big deal in a game like this.
Savick's 38-yard punt, no return. Minnetonka will start first down and 10 from their own 7. A couple of punts early in this third quarter. And Minnetonka backed up here, Bill, and you don't want to have a turnover at this point in the field. And give up the middle, out past the 10. Still fighting for yardage. Barron finally throw down. He was being wrestled there for a matter of seconds by Maffey, and finally they blow the whistle. It was a good first down run, though, by Barron. He picks up 7.
Well, that's a really tough run by Ty Barron as he's hit near the line of scrimmage, but fights for another 4 yards after he's hit. Keeps his legs going.
Second down and 3. Up under 7. Center is Olson. with the lone back. Olsen with the rollout. He'll throw quickly. Griep with a catch, and he'll make the reception out to the 29-yard line. Tackled by Williams. A short game, but enough for a first down.
Yeah, this is the second time they've run this particular play. Fake the run to the left, come around to the right, look for the tight end in the flat. That's a tough play to cover because the tight end steps down with the tackle, seals for a minute, and then releases. So the linebacker really has to know where the tight end is before he releases out into the flat. That's a very, very tough play to cover.
First down and 10, just shy of the 20-yard line for Tonka. Olsen will keep it right side and gets to the 22.
Gain of about 2 that time.
Paul Usinoff among those in on the stop. And Usinoff, good-sized guy on that defensive line.
Yeah, Usinoff's done a really nice job.
On second down and 8 for the Skippers. Olsen with time, fires quickly and behind his receiver. Had Miller open, but missed him on the pass. It'll be third down.
That's one of the few times where Olsen has been completely off the mark tonight. Usually he's pretty accurate. He's got a nice completion percentage on not a lot of throws.
Third down. Now Miller just one catch tonight early in the first quarter for 20 yards. Throw down to Barron. And Barron diving out to the 30-yard line. He is very close to a first down and may have it depending on the spot.
It looks like he's just to the line to gain. No measurement.
That's a first down.
Yep.
Nicely done by
that's a big
Minnetonka.
play. Yeah, it's a big play. Nice screen pass. Get the ball to your good running back and let him go.
Well, Minnetonka has worked their way out of shadow their own goal line with 2 first downs here. They're out to their 30. Trailing at 21-20 with 7.5 minutes to play in the quarter. Olsen finding some room, gets out past the 35 to the 36-yard line. Tackle made by Williams along with Matthias Harris. It'll be second down and 4. A 6-yard run by Olsen.
And this is where it seems like Minnetonka is just going to say, hey, you want to stay in and grind with us? Let's see what we can do. And they're not looking to get 30, 40 yards on plays here. They're looking to get good 5, 6 yards at a crack and just grind up the Hopkins defense here a little bit.
Quick throw off to the left. And the completion for a first down. It's Griep, the second catch of this drive. It's out to the 44-yard line and a gain of 8.
And here we see another fake. Play action pass. Griep catches the ball. Griep's a good-sized guy at 6'4", 205 pounds. So once he catches the ball, he's able to use his body to get upfield a little bit. You notice that the passes that have been completed in this drive have been very safe passes, both play action passes, thrown to the tight end in the flat. Very safe type of play.
Miller coming in motion. Olsen will keep it himself. He'll get to the 46-yard line to pick up with just 2. Wrapped up by Riley Allen. Second down and 8. Good drive, though, Bill. Used up 4 minutes. Advanced the ball. Not quite 40 yards yet. 3 first downs.
Yeah, they've really kind of figured out where they want to be with their offense and what they want to try to do, and they're kind of staying with it, and they're having a little bit of success.
And the give is to Barron, and Barron's got a first down. He's down to the Hopkins 45-yard line. And a gain of 9.
So that's they're getting a kind of a 1-2 punch here with Barron to one side and Garrett Olson to the other. Moving behind their big offensive line.
1st and 10 from the Royals 44. Olson faking the handoff. Barron took a lick on that fake, and Olson with a good run gets down to the 36-yard line and a gain of 8.
Yeah, this is.
There's a flag down.
I think we're going to have something against Hopkins here.
A personal foul against Hopkins.
15-yarder. I think what Hopkins' defense is going to have to do is they're going to have to make sure that they have at least one guy spying on Garrett Olson every play. We know he's going to carry the ball. He's a good running back. He's going to carry the ball. So you better make sure that no matter what he does with the football, somebody knows where he is and is marking him.
Miller coming in motion, but it's Olson with it. He's got a big hole left side. He's going to walk in for a touchdown. His second of the game, 21 yards out, and Minnetonka back in front.
Point in fact right there. Good. Take the ball, run with it. You got to have somebody. You got to have somebody marking him. You got to have somebody knowing where he is. And Garrett Olson, that's his second nice touchdown run tonight. Minnetonka's going to be going for 2 here.
Missed the extra point the last time out. Well, Coach Den Hartog talked about his guys being pushed around a little bit. They certainly did on that drive, Bill.
We had a 94-yard drive. 94-yard drive. So, yes, absolutely.
Olson a roll out right. Throw is to the end zone and incomplete. So the conversion fails, and it stays 26-21.
Well played by the defense here. We see, boy, what another nice wall off and block by the right side this time of the Minnetonka offensive line, getting themselves upfield. We see Garrett Olson now being pressured, throwing the ball into the end zone, and well defended by the Hopkins defenders.
So Hopkins now down by 5 points. And we'll see how they respond, Bill. Did very well at the end of that first half with that long touchdown drive. Couldn't do anything with the short field here earlier this quarter. It looked like they had gained control of the field position game, but then the long 93-yard drive, mixing the run very nicely and pass to Minnetonka to retake the lead.
And neither one of these teams have let the other have the lead for a very long period of time.
This one is going to be kicked out of bounds, and so Hopkins will get it out at the 30-yard line. First down and 10 for the Hopkins offense, 35-yard line is where the Royals will start.
A little over 4 minutes and 24 seconds in the quarter. So, Hopkins is going to, Hopkins is going to have to keep doing what they do well and try to keep Minnetonka's defense on their heels.
Johnson tonight, 13 out of 23 passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rode for 200 yards tonight. Throws over the middle here and incomplete. Intended receiver was Campbell. Harrison Skeen on the coverage.
Yeah, Deion Campbell making a nice break. The ball just behind him. That ball hits him in stride. He's gone.
Second down and 10 from the 35. Johnson coming back, looking to the sidelines. He often does before calling out the play. And Minnetonka, again, that shift along that defensive line. Bill moving guys in and out all around. Throws downfield, and it is caught. What a catch down at the 28-yard line by Malik Lofton.
Boy, you just, the Hopkins receivers, you have to play defense on them every step. This is fairly well covered. Duke Larson plays that about as well as you can. And that's a nicely thrown ball by Johnson. And Malik Lofton goes for it and grabs it, makes sure he has it and rolls up on it. That's a very well executed play.
Gain of 39. Ellis with a big hole. 20-yard line to the 15. Knocked out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Gain of 16. Biggest rush tonight for Jamichael Ellis.
Jamichael Ellis said, hey, does he want to score a touchdown or does he want to make a statement? Right here, he's got a blocker in front of him. He cuts back to the right. He's got a touchdown, but he goes to the left so he can knock the defender down as he goes out of bounds.
First down and 10 from the 12-yard line. Johnson will give again, and Ellis inside the 10. A flag goes down. He's down to the 9.
That ball's thrown right at the tackle. So it's going to be a face mask against Minnetonka. Yeah, that was thrown by the umpire right away. Yeah. The 5-yarder. At this point in the field, the 5-yarder is probably just as effective as the personal foul face mask. But you can see right there, it's just an inadvertent grab as the guy's making the tackle. That's why it's the 5-yard variety rather than the personal foul 15-yard variety.
Line of scrimmage now, the 4-yard line.
And they can get a first down at the 2.
Big backfield. The give is to Ellis, and he goes in for the touchdown. Ellis with a 4-yard score, and Hopkins back in front.
And a 65-yard drive. And both teams, neither team wants to play from behind, so they seem to score quite readily. This is interesting. Now you got a chance to get a pretty decent lead here.
Savitt's on for the extra point to make it a 2-point game, and his kick is up and is good. 4 for 4 in extra points tonight. It's 28-26.
And here we see Ellis doing a nice job to bring a couple of defensive linemen into the backfield to be the lead blockers, and it works very nicely as Ellis powers his way into the end zone. First rushing touchdown for the Royals tonight.
Right. 2 passing TDs and kickoff return for a score previously.
So now we see what Minnetonka's answer will be. Both teams having fairly long, nice, fairly long drives. A 93-yard drive, certainly a nice drive for Minnetonka, but a 65-yard drive in 6 plays for Hopkins. Very nice. The curse of those nice quick drives is you don't run much clock off,
right.
And the other guy gets more time. Sometimes you'd like to have a nice 8-minute drive for a touchdown.
Still 3:20 to go in the third quarter. 28-26. This one will get returned. Savitt's kick fielded at the 12-yard line. And out past the 30-yard line, still on his feet out to the 35. And a good return of 23 yards by Nate Shoemaker. Minnetonka will take it first down and 10. They'll spot the ball right at the 35 of Tonka. Garrett Olson tonight, 5 out of 9 passing. He's been more effective as a runner. He's run for 2 scores. And he'll get the call here on first down. This time Hopkins ready for him, and he doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, good penetration. Again, we talked about at the end of the half, good penetration by the defensive line really helps Hopkins out. They take the running game away. We do have a Hopkins player slow to get up.
It's Jason Bradford, sophomore lineman, who's down for Hopkins. A loss of 1 on the run by Olson. And the trainer coming out to take a look at him. Look at the right leg.
Yep.
We talked about as the season has gone on, is an unusual football season in that we had to start early because of the unavailability of TCF Bank Stadium late in November when the Prep Bowl would usually be played. So it got pushed up to November 14th and 15th this year.
Yep.
That made the game start couple of weeks before Labor Day. We had all the teams with 3 games before Labor Day. So now you get the playoffs coming up over MEA week, 2 weeks from tonight, which is unusual in itself. And
Absolutely.
then the section playoffs, and then the state tournament begins. The state quarterfinals begin around Halloween.
Yeah, before the end of October, which, that's a big, I think that's just a 1-year change in the schedule, but it has really, I don't know if it's created any problems. It just has meant a change of routine for a lot of coaches and players. And of course, you mix that in with the changeover from the old conferences to the divisions, and everybody plays. Not everybody playing different people, but people playing teams that are more like themselves more often. And I really like that. I think the fact that it makes a much greater level of competition.
District scheduling seems to have been pretty well received overall. Let's look at the play again. And it looks like it might have been that Bradford got caught underneath one of his own players at the back of that play.
It looks like he got his right leg caught underneath a body of somebody else, and that roll-up kind of injury is really uncomfortable. I mean, it's one of those owie kind of things. That hurts a lot. And probably an ankle type of an injury. I hope it's not.
They're going to bring the cart out here to help get, well, they had it on the field. Now it's gone back to the sideline.
This is maybe a little bit more serious than just a rolled up ankle. It may be a little bit more. They're looking at.
We're going to take a timeout here. Scott Westerman and the training staff and the coaches attending to Jason Bradford down on the field. We will take time out and come back with more. You're watching coverage of Hopkins Minnetonka football on 12 Sports.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather! Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark! We're just playing! We're just playing on trying to get you out of here!
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Volunteering is more than just a word. It's a window to opportunities. Take Mark, for example. By taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television, Mark is helping bring entertainment and information to his community, along with building a foundation of skills that will take him one step closer to his dreams. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry. I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Back here at Hopkins High School, injury timeout here late in the third quarter on the injury to Hopkins defensive lineman Jason Bradford. Looks like the paramedics have come out now. Let's look at the score update here. Other games in progress this evening. Eden Prairie up big on Shakopee in the second half, 28-0. Maple Grove now a 29-14 lead over Prior Lake. Wayzata 14-13 over Edina and over trailing at Blaine. And Tino Grace had 1 point lead on Centennial in the second half. No scores from Osseo or Champlain Park. We'll see if we can get those. We'll take another timeout with the injury on the field. 28-26. Hopkins leading Minnetonka. We're back to Hopkins High School after this.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing.
Wow! I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark. That was awesome! Let's go again. 3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against the wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Or you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach
likes
your
you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Well, we got quite a group out attending to Jason Bradford on there. It looks like a serious right leg injury is what they're looking at. So the good thing is not a head or a neck injury, but certainly a serious leg injury that's caused this delay. And I believe we're waiting for an ambulance to arrive before they're going to actually move him from the field, Bill.
Yeah. And probably want to get looking at what happened, it looks to me like they're going to want to stabilize the doctor and the trainer going to want to stabilize that leg before they move him. Otherwise, he would have been up and gone already. So it's serious enough that they want to stabilize the leg before they move him. Regular season will end next Friday night.
Our football playoffs continues in 2 weeks with the section tournament play. Section soccer will also begin that week later this month. Section volleyball. As we started to talk about, Bill, before this injury, this district scheduling, I think, has been well received by teams in all classes. You've gotten some more even matchups that you didn't always have when you had the conference scheduling. And I think there was some worry when conferences go away. Oh, we won't have conference champion and anything like that anymore. But people seem to have adjusted to that, and they are giving some awards away. Some districts are doing, hey, we'll do like a district, all district teams. It's just called something different, rather than what it has been. There's a look at Minnetonka's upcoming schedule. They'll close the season against Edina next week, and then the section tournament beginning in 2 weeks. The crossover game immediately in the section quarterfinals.
And talking to the coaches before the game, they really like the idea that in 6A they're going to be switching over right away, so that neither one of these teams are going to have to play Eden Prairie right out of the gate. So, I don't know who wants to play Eden Prairie right now, but I'm kind of thinking that not a lot of people are looking forward to that.
Hopkins at Prior Lake. The Lakers 4-2, although on the verge perhaps of losing their third game of the season tonight, down a couple of scores against Maple Grove. That Maple Grove team, Bill, has continued to improve. A lot different team than when you saw them back in August when they lost that season opener to Osseo, and they've come back, and the only loss since then has been to Eden Prairie in a game they were right in against the Eagles, and if it hadn't been for a great game from J.D. Spielman, they might have won. But
three touchdowns on
a lot of players, a lot of teams can say that. Spielman is a special athlete.
He certainly is.
Isaac Collins on the Maple Grove side has certainly had a lot of highlight-type scores himself. He had 4 touchdowns against this Minnetonka team just a week ago.
Yeah, and that's Maple Grove is, when we talked to Matt Lombardi early in the season, one of the things they wanted to do was just get better every week. I mean, everybody wants to do that, but Maple Grove really had a challenge. They had to play a tough game right out of the gate, and looked like they had that game. At times it looked like they were in control of it, and Osseo took it away from them in the second half. And I think that kind of shocked them a little bit, and they had to regroup right away. And they bounced back pretty well. Had a really nice game against Wyzetta, and I think that got them to the point where they say, hey, we really feel like we can play with anybody now. Good timing for them.
You may have been able to hear in the background, and Bill was talking, an ambulance. We assume that's the one that's headed here tonight
one would think.
For this injury, although cannot see it yet. Off the side of the field. We'll take another break, and we'll come back with more. Their injury continues. At Hopkins, 28-26, the Royals lead the Skippers.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
30 million Americans will suffer from an eating disorder at some point in their lives. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Hi, I work at the NEDA helpline.
We have something called Click to Chat, which is a live chat with someone on the helpline, and they're really able to get support.
Call or visit the NITA website today for help and hope.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Volunteering is more than just a word. It's a window to opportunities. Take Mark, for example. By taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television, Mark is helping bring entertainment and information to his community, along with building a foundation of skills that will take him one step closer to his dreams. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Well, after circling the perimeter of the Hopkins High School campus, the ambulance is now, I believe, entered the correct parking lot and going to be making its way finally to the field. And take care of Jason Bradford, who's been down for a number of minutes now. That's a leg injury. Got to find the right gate to go in. Bill, there's a gate back. Back behind the press box is where we're getting that shot from. I'm going to get through there and then be able to come out directly onto the field.
One would think.
Right. Players trying to keep themselves warmed up out on the field so we can jump back into action here shortly after this. After Bradford is taken up by ambulance here.
Yeah, we're coming up on about 10, 12 minutes here on this delay, so it's
12. It's got to be about
closer to 15.
Double of that,
maybe. It's this is hard on both teams. Not only because they've got to keep moving and everything like that, but you're already into the you're well into the rhythm of the game, and particularly for the Hopkins players, there's an emotional and a mental component to what's going on here. Nobody wants to see a player hurt, but when it's one of your own teammates, it's a little bit tougher struggle, and then to be able to bounce back to get back into the game. And it's a tight ball game. Everybody's playing hard. No.
Well, the stretcher out for Bradford will be put on that and brought back to the ambulance back behind the stadium here. Bill, I know you went to a couple of high school games last week. Any college football on the docket for you tomorrow? You going to watch any?
Probably watch the Gophers because they've got the early game, and we have some family things to do, and maybe there's only 1 or 2 games on. I noticed tomorrow. But now we're getting to the part of the season where everybody wants to watch. The Big Ten season is kicking off. All the Big 5 conferences are all getting going this week, and there's some good games coming up. I mean, Gophers and Northwestern tomorrow should be a really good ball game.
Big win last week, Bill, for St. Thomas.
Yes.
Up at St. John's, taking to the Johnnies pretty good, and huge crowd on hand for that one.
Absolutely. They had, almost twice the capacity of the stadium there. And that's a beautiful venue up there at St. John's. Spent too many hours at that place myself, so. Yeah, there's a lot of good college action going on around here tomorrow with, I believe, Bethel and Concordia playing. They're both tough. I don't know who Gustavus has tomorrow. Gustavus is an undefeated team right now too.
Look at some of the rosters of some of those MIAC teams. You see guys that played high school ball from our area and excelled.
Absolutely.
Joey Sonnenfeld's having a good year again at Augsburg as a wide receiver. Bridge Tussler is now at Bethel. The younger Marquardt at Bethel, those guys from Champlain Park, the Marquardt brothers, and that's become quite a good program, Bill, here in the last dozen years or more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coach Johnson's built there.
Yeah, Steve's got a really good program up there. He's been up there, 25 years now at least.
And Jason Bradford intended to, and
they got Jason up on the gurney, and they'll be getting him off the field here.
There's our time remaining in the third quarter. Minnetonka is falling behind 28-26, and now you see a nice round of applause from the fans on both sides as Jason Bradford taking off. Give him a little wave.
Yeah, that right leg of his probably not going to be real comfortable for a few days.
Right. That's tough to see when you get an injury like that, too.
Yeah, having been down that road more times than I care to think about, it's very much so.
That's right. So, Jason Bradford will hopefully have a restful night. He was under good care now, and he'll hope his teammates can hold on here for a win. Let's go down to the sideline and Allie.
To his teammates, riling them up, saying, I'm so sorry, go get him. He gave him the heart sign with his hands. The trainers were trying to push him back down onto the gurney because he was amped up.
Thanks, Allie. So it's second down, and it's Olsen keeping the ball. Flag comes in on a short gain by Olsen out to the 37-yard line.
I believe we're going to have a face mask against Hopkins defense. Personal foul.
We got a lot of those tonight, Bill.
Yeah, there's people getting up high with their hands. Watch here, we can see Olsen's head turn right there. You can see, you see his head turn, and as soon as that head turns, you know that somebody grabbed the face mask. And 9 times out of 10, it's inadvertent. Nobody's intentionally going for the face mask, but it's an unfortunate thing. And of course, there's the 15-yard variety really takes the ball up into different field position.
3 personal fouls on Hopkins in tonight's game, 2 on Minnetonka. 1st and 10 now from the 48 of Hopkins for the Skippers after that penalty. They give us to Barron. He's got a nice hold down inside the 40, down to near the 38-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9. 2nd down and 1.
And the chess match continues. The plays that Hopkins is able to get good penetration from their defensive line, they stop the play for little or no gain. And the plays where they don't get the penetration and the Minnetonka linemen get off in good order, they're going to get 7-8 yards.
2nd down and 1. Olsen will keep it, and he will get a 1st down inside the 35 down to the 34-yard line. Olsen tonight, Bill, 14 carries, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
And that's my guess would be that's the leading rusher for Minnetonka again tonight.
Barron, not bad though, 9 carries for 72 yards.
No,
and 1 touchdown.
That's an excellent night, no matter how you look at it.
1st and 10 from the 34. Tonka trailing by 2, but on the move here late in the 3rd quarter. Miller comes in motion. They give to Barron. A little tougher this time, still on his feet. And gains a couple of yards down to the 32-yard line. Maybe not even 2.
That time the defensive front filled the gaps, and the line was stuffed. There was no gain that time, so we're going to be in. I guess we have 2nd and 2.
2nd and 9.
9, sorry.
Yeah. Just gave him 1 there. From the 33 of Hopkins, we're down to 30 seconds to play in the 3rd. Olsen will fake it. He'll keep it himself. 30-yard line. Olsen squirms his way down to the 25-yard line. It'll be about a yard shy of a 1st down.
And again,
now they're going to mark his knee back down to the 26. It'll be 2 yards shy.
2 yards shy, and again, that's the first time we've seen that that option type of look from Minnetonka tonight. So they give a different wrinkle there. But again, somebody has to mark the quarterback.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Our score: Hopkins 28, Minnetonka 26. We'll take a break, come back with the 4th quarter action. You're watching high school football on 12 Sports.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
With Bill Hunstock and Allie Arlt, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for joining us on this Friday night for our high school football game, Minnetonka and Hopkins. The Skippers start the 4th quarter trailing by 2. They've got a 3rd down and 2 from the 26 of Hopkins. Under center, Olsen will hand off. Barron getting a push inside the 24-yard line, still moving. And he'll have a 1st down, it looks like, down to closer to the 23. And it is a 1st down. Olsen, another nice drive here for Minnetonka. A couple of big runs. Have help from the face mask penalty. They got across midfield. From the 24-yard line now of Hopkins. New set of downs for the Skippers. Fair in the back. Next to Olsen, he'll give it to him. Barron following his blockers inside the 20, down to near the 15-yard line. They'll mark him at the 16. It's a gain of 8. Barron up over 80 yards rushing now.
Again, you'll see the right guard and right tackle pulling and leading that play. And Ty Barron does a good job of letting them get hooked up on their blocks and then following in at a good speed, really putting some pressure on that Hopkins defensive front 7.
They mark him down closer to the 18, so it'll be second down and a long 3 from there. Olsen almost fell down, but able to get the ball to Barron, who's got a first down. Tackled from behind, but he's got another first down. Trevor Lee on the tackle.
And Trevor Lee saves the touchdown right there because he was the only one that could make that play, and he did. And again, the offensive line for Minnetonka starting to assert themselves a little bit.
First down and 10 from the 11-yard line for Minnetonka. Drive starting in the third quarter, extending here into the fourth as the Skippers look to go back in front out of the I formation behind Olsen. Garrett Olsen will give it off. And Barron stood up at the 9-yard line. It'll be second down and still close to 9 yards to go. Yeah, Bill, Olsen's been handing off more. It's about time that he calls his own number. He's been very successful running the football.
This formation looks like it's going to be a more power formation, but he'll keep it.
He'll roll it out to his right. Now he's going to throw it and giving it to Miller. Touchdown.
Ooh.
Miller in the end zone, grabbing the touchdown pass from Garrett Olsen. And Minnetonka's back in front.
Here we get a good look at the fake. A lot of people take the fake. Garrett Olsen looks like he's going to run. Throws at the last second. Oh.
That's a nice grab. That's a touchdown.
Nice grab,
for Garrett
but
Olsen.
he dropped it. He didn't complete the catch. So instant replay would say that was not a catch, but the call on the field stings. Yeah, that was a nice grab by Miller, and only the ability to see it in the slow motion showed that he may have not made that catch. But now we get the 2-point conversion.
Olsen rolling out now, cuts it up and scores. And Minnetonka with the 2-point conversion up now 34-28.
And here's the option. Fake the dive to Barron. Olsen keeps it himself and gets the 2-point conversion. Here we take a look at the touchdown. And watch the nice play. Looks like he's going to keep it, throws it, and watch there.
Well, I don't know. I think he had his hands under it the whole time, Bill. But you're right. But he was out of bounds by the time he had full possession.
Yeah.
Wasn't he? Right.
Yeah. So that's
right. He's well out of bounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's a no catch.
I think we have to refer back to our replay booth for that one.
Right.
But still, a nice drive by Minnetonka. Took up some time. They did what they had to do. Now they've got the lead, and we'll see how Hopkins responds this time, being down by 6.
And Amar Miller getting his first touchdown of the season. This one into the end zone, touchback as it skipped past Deion Campbell. So again, it's Hopkins, the team that will have to come from behind. These teams have been back and forth here.
Back and forth all night.
Couple of quarters.
We got enough time for 3 or 4 more touchdowns here.
First down and 10 for the Hopkins offense. Comes out to their 20-yard line trailing now by 6, 9:27 to play in the fourth quarter. Johnson has Ellis next to him. Calls out the signals. And he'll hand off to Ellis. And Jermichael Ellis will get 5 solid yards on his first rush of this drive. His 16th carry tonight.
He's had a pretty productive night for a team that throws the ball as much as they do.
Running the ball better here in the second half. Hopkins is 32 yards rushing for Ellis on 5 carries in the second half. He had 11 for 31 in the first half. Reverse play coming this side. This and return out to the 35 on the end around to Campbell. He's got a first down.
Deion Campbell doing a nice job. Well done by Ellis here. That's a tough play to make. That little toss back to a guy coming 180 degrees from the direction you're coming. Pretty well played by Tonka defense. It wasn't wide open, but Campbell uses his speed to get up to get a first down.
Gain of 11, first down and 10. Hopkins from the 36. Johnson looks right, throws back to his left. Retreating is Lofton, trying to find some room. Now comes back to this side of the field, out to the 40, 45. Flag comes down on the 47-yard line. The flag comes down. Somebody's excited up here in the press box. We're going to have a holding penalty coming up against Hopkins. Mark it off.
But this is a pretty good football play here.
Yeah, we'll 10 yards on the penalty for the hold against a spot foul. So in essence, it becomes a 1-yard penalty back to the 35. Yeah. First down and 10, or first down and 11 for Oscar Johnson on the Royals. He'll throw over the middle of the field and a completion into Minnetonka territory to Henry Brott. Brott had a touchdown catch earlier. And then a good catch here for 18 yards.
Boy, I'm impressed with Johnson being able to get that ball in over the linebackers and into that window where there isn't a lot of room.
Well, Ellis fumbles the football on the turf, and it looks like Minnetonka got it. Yes, they did. And the recovery from Max Cooper in Minnetonka. Second turnover of the game for Hopkins. It's a big one coming here in the fourth quarter. Ellis never had it. And Cooper comes up with the recovery.
Boy, that ball was bouncing around for a couple of seconds. Cooper was right on it. I'm surprised Ellis has been pretty good with the ball all night tonight. We haven't even seen any kind of a bobble or anything. But now Hopkins' defense has really got to step up. This is where the defense has to come and bail the offense out a little bit.
Well, just shy of midfield, 7:55 to go. Handoff to Barron. He takes a shot as he got the ball, hangs on as he gets to midfield. Riley Allen among those on the stop, a gain of 1 for Barron.
Again, that's what Hopkins defense is going to have to do this whole sequence now.
15 carries, 91 yards.
This is the down that has bothered them this half is second down, second and long. They've given up 7-8 yards.
Hopkins
fairly
defense.
Consistently, Hopkins defense. So this is where they really need to step up right now.
Garrett Olson giving to Barron, and he's going to be buried. Big loss. He had his jersey grabbed almost immediately by Trayvon Pettigrew, and then Pettigrew getting help from his teammates. It'll be a loss of 4 back to the 45.
You see, really nice job by Pettigrew, and didn't see the number of the second player in there, but that was well done by the Hopkins defense coming off the flank there, the left defensive flank, to shut that play completely down. Now this is not where Minnetonka is comfortable. They don't like to be third and long. Their passing game is 5-6 yards upfield, not 12, 14.
3rd down and 14 here. They'll keep it. Olsen now will pitch it back to Miller, and Miller gets a couple of yards to the 47. The well defensed by Hopkins. On the stop for them, Dylan Drone, a gain of just 2, and so the turnover doesn't cost Hopkins anything on the scoreboard, at least, as they get a quick 3 and out.
Well, they did a nice job there. Finally, somebody got a good shot on Garrett Olsen, forcing him to pitch. We got another Hopkins player down here close to the Hopkins sideline at the 50-yard line.
It might be Williams. And he's going to be helped up.
He probably got that might have been one of the old wind knocked out of you kind of things.
Right.
Or he's holding his wrist. Okay.
.6:02 to play here in the 4th quarter. Minnetonka on punted away. They'll be their 4th punt of the game. Campbell is the lone men back for Hopkins. Bowery getting set to punt it away. It's a good high kick. And it'll take a Hopkins bounce and be down at the 32-yard line. So that's where Hopkins will take it. He scored tonight from the north side. It's Centennial beating Tutino Grace 20-17. Centennial back-to-back big wins. They ran over Osseo last week, and tonight beating Tutino Grace, a Cougars team that's improving as we get close to the end of the regular season here.
Well, that's a surprise.
Hopkins trails by 6. 5:43 to play in the 4th. They have all 3 timeouts remaining. They have the ball at their 32-yard line. Handoff. And spinning and fumbling the ball, but he was already down, was Kugma. Kugma, the second run tonight. He's had 5 catches in the game as well. He gets 4 yards here. 2nd down and 6 from the 36. Johnson standing back at his 31. Clock continuing to run. We near the 5-minute mark of the game. And Johnson throwing over the middle and incomplete.
Trying to curl that ball into Ellis coming out of the backfield, and just couldn't quite hook up with that. Jamichael Ellis running a seam route right out of the backfield.
Third down now for Hopkins. Clock stopping with just under 5 to go. 4:57 as you can see. Johnson fakes the pass, gives to Ellis. Got a first down and more across midfield and into Minnetonka territory. He's down to the 48-yard line.
Boy, that was a nicely executed draw. 2nd down draw play. Jamichael Ellis really hitting the seam, getting a great couple of blocks right at the line of scrimmage and into the linebacker zone by his offensive lineman. Very well executed by the Hopkins offense.
Gain of 16 to the 47 of Minnetonka. First down for the Royals. Trailing by a touchdown. They'll give to Ellis. 45-yard line, 40-yard line, to the 35, to the 34, a gain of 14 more yards.
The offensive linemen are going, hey, this is kind of fun. This is better than pass protection. Let's block these guys more.
Ellis now nearing 100 yards rushing. First down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Johnson looking things over from the quarterback spot. He'll give it off. This is bouncing outside. This is Kugma. He's still on his feet. He's inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. Manny Kugma with a big run.
Well, you change Ellis out, put Manny Kugma in, get a break of a tackle right there. Nice move. And Miller makes a nice hit. Boink right there. Down he goes, but not before he gets about 20 yards.
24 yards down to the 9-yard line. And a 1st and goal now for Hopkins. They've got the clock running again. Johnson comes back to the huddle. 3:40 and counting to go.
There's not a lot. You don't have to rush now.
No.
Not at all. You'd like to take 3 minutes to score.
Big backfield now for Hopkins. Ball fumbled by Johnson. He got it back, but he's going to lose a couple of yards. Just didn't handle the snap, and he's piled on. And a loss on the play of a couple of yards.
Lucky that he didn't lose the ball.
Philippe Atsodakos making the tackle. So 2nd down and goal from back at the 11. On to 2:50 and running to go. Johnson throws and incomplete. Intended receiver was lofted a little bit low, although looked like he had his hands on it.
Yeah,
incomplete coverage by Larson. It'll be 3rd down and goal.
And really quick linebacker pressure. Johnson really had to let that ball go quick, and he had to let it go low, and that's why it was incomplete.
And Hopkins will take a timeout. You want to make sure you want to get the play calls that you want. Get your kids a little bit settled down here, Bill.
Yep.
And call what your best 2 plays here. They can get you 11 yards and a tie.
I think this would be a good time. I tend to like to favor what might be a change of pace, but I think this might be a good time for a draw play. I don't think the screen is good down at this part of the field too often, just because you got too much going on and too little space. But a draw play, Tonka defense might be thinking, hey, this guy's going to throw the ball the next 2 plays. And a draw might really get it. And the last time they ran the draw, they got, a 20-some yard gain from Ellis out of it.
Ellis tonight, 19 carries, 93 yards, and a touchdown. Kugma's got 3 carries for 44 yards. He also has 5 catches for over 80 yards. Here we go, 3rd down and goal from the 11 for Hopkins. There you see the receivers, 3 to the right. Now Ellis will line up to the left of Johnson in the backfield. And we get a whistle. And a false start on the Royals will cost them 5. They'll be backed up to the 16.
And that time they threatened blitz by the defense, caused an offensive lineman to move. A couple of times earlier in the game, the defense penetrated the neutral zone and got called. This time it was the Hopkins offense. So now they're back to the 16-yard line. A little bit tougher row to hoe now.
Officials are going to confer. We're going to reset the game clock.
Yeah.
A couple of seconds to 2:41 with 2 seconds back on.
Yeah.
So it is 3rd and goal now from the 16 of Minnetonka. Tonka looking to hold on to this 6-point lead. Hopkins has been resilient all night. Do they have one more drive left in them? Here's the 3rd down. Play coming. Johnson looking right. He's going to go toward the end zone and incomplete. Couldn't get it anywhere near Campbell. Well covered downfield by Shoemaker. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, Shoemaker did a really nice job that time. Campbell could not shake him and get upfield.
And now 4th down, Bill.
Now 4th down. This is it right now. Another timeout. Good timeout by Coach Den Hartog to. You get only so many chances, and you got to make the most of them.
Think about taking another timeout here, though, Bill. Now you've only got, if you don't make this, you've only got one to use on defense.
That's right.
To stop the clock. There's no 2-minute warning, of course, in high school football.
It just got to, I think it's a good one, though, because you got to get, this is the play right now. You can't worry about what would happen if you can if yourself to death.
No, Bill, what do you call? I mean, obviously it's got to be something, if not in the end zone, close to the end zone. You can't throw much short of the end zone, right?
You can't throw much short, but I like the fact that they've used a couple of different kinds of alignments here that they've had some success with. But I tend to like the 3 receivers to the wide side and have crossing routes. So you got 2 guys going to the inside, 1 guy going to the outside. You get a little bit of a screen or something.
Campbell comes in motion to the left. Here's the play on 4th down and goal for Hopkins. Johnson looking, and it's intercepted at the 10-yard line. Minnetonka able to stop the drive on the pick by Max Cooper. Minnetonka will take over at the 10-yard line.
It's Cooper's second turnover in 2 series here. Fumble recovery and a pass interception. And again, Johnson doesn't see Cooper there, and that's just one of those things.
1st down and 10 for Minnetonka from their 10-yard line. You see the time remaining. Hopkins will have a chance to stop it once on defense. And the give will go to Barron, and out across the 15 to the 17. Be a gain of 7 yards.
And this is played right into Minnetonka's hands to drive the ball. They don't have to really do anything. Keep the ball in bounds. This is where now Hopkins really needs to take some chances defensively. They need to try to strip the ball. You kind of have an idea who's going to carry it. Going to be Barron, or probably going to be Barron or Garrett Olson carrying the ball.
2nd down and 4. And the give to Barron. And he hangs on to it and gets out to the 20-yard line. He may have a 1st down. Looks like he did. Yeah, Barron had a couple of key fumbles in the loss against YZ. I know he was down about that. And cost Minnetonka that night. And he has handled the ball very well tonight.
Absolutely.
And not had a fumble since then in the games since. And has done a great job carrying the load tonight, just a sophomore. Yeah, I got to get both of these top skill guys back next year. Olson's a junior and Barron a sophomore.
They got to. Yeah, so there's some building blocks here for Minnetonka.
So now down 1st down and 10 from the 21. And Minnetonka is going to take a timeout here. They get themselves set. Look at some scores. Wayzata coming back and beating Edina tonight, 21-20.
Oh, close game there.
And Maple Grove doubled up Prior Lake, 42-21. Crimson get to 5-2 on the season. We mentioned earlier Centennial upsetting Totino Grace. And Eden Prairie with the shutout win tonight down at Shakopee. Shakopee finishes up their season next week at Maple Grove. The game you'll see on Channel 12.
So you got 1 minute and 19 seconds.
Hopkins still has their one timeout left.
So they'll probably take a timeout after this play, and then next 2 plays you run the clock out. So
there's not enough clock left for Hopkins.
No, unless there's a turnover. The only way they can do it is if there's a turnover here.
And they will hand the ball off, and won't be back to the line of scrimmage.
That's immaterial. What Ty Barrett needed to do is just hang on to the ball and get to the ground.
Loss of 1.
Timeout for Hopkins is done, so now the only thing that can happen is mishandled center quarterback snap. So
they need a miracle at the Meadowlands, Bill. Remember that back in 1978?
I remember that.
Giants and the Eagles.
And
all the Giants had to do was run the victory formation, kneel on the ball. Instead, they hand off, and Herm Edwards scoops it up and goes for a touchdown.
And I can remember that very vividly, and particularly at that time I was living on the East Coast, and that was just huge at that time. I'd moved the year before from Philadelphia, so I was still pretty much of a Eagles fan at that point.
Osseo tonight defeating Coon Rapids 49-8. Olsen up under center now, and again Hopkins cannot stop the clock. They'll hand the ball off, and Barron able to hang on to it. Now, the one thing about handing the ball off, Bill, is does take longer to set the ball, and that, of course, takes more time. And that's the strategy behind it for Minnetonka, is to eat up those extra seconds.
Right.
So
they can run the clock down to about 4 seconds before they have to snap it. And then it's
lost there. A 3, and like you had said, it's kind of immaterial that they lost it. Now they'll get up under center, kneel down, and then they'll be out of time. As Olsen steps back, and wow, what a game tonight.
Right. Very exciting
Minnetonka
game tonight.
Pulls it out. They get the touchdown pass early in the 4th quarter from Olsen to Amar Miller, and they win it by a final score of 34-28. But a good effort. We expected, we talked to the coaches. Allie talked about it in one of her reports. They expected this one to be even. We got an even game.
We got an even game, yeah. And a couple of unfortunate turnovers for Hopkins, and this might have been a 35-34 game. It might have been 38-35. Who knows? But that was a pretty well played game on both sides. It was exciting. I feel badly for the young man Barron. Was it Barron that was hurt for?
Jason Bradford.
Jason Bradford.
Yep.
That was hurt for Hopkins. Hope he's not feeling too badly and has a quick recovery.
Final score tonight: Minnetonka 34, Hopkins 28. 1 week left in the regular season. Next Friday night, Bill and I will be up at Maple Grove as the Crimson take on Shakopee. Join us next Friday at 7 o'clock. That'll do it for our telecast for tonight. For Allie Arlt, Bill Hunstock, and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for tuning in. It's the Skippers over the Royals tonight.